As you know, I had a stroke. I came here in '98, and then I had a blood clot in '99. But while I was resting and taking care of myself, I heard various people, seniors, complain about crossing the street on 27th and Lapin. And when I was able to go outside, I saw what was happening. I mean, the seniors with walkers or canes and crutches had difficulty crossing that street, and the cars wouldn't stop for them. 27th Street, Layton Boulevard, people treat it like a highway, like Highway 41. I mean, they just whiz by crazy. I mean, there are 25-mile-an-hour posts on, to go 25 miles, but I don't think anybody adheres to that. They have to cross the street to get to the bus that goes south, like to their banks and to Pick and Save and to Walgreens and things like that. Many residents go to the community care center for health purposes, so it's very difficult for them to cross. I asked Alderman Donovan to come to our House meeting, first of all, to explain the problem to him, to see if anything could be done.
She had hoped that we could install a traffic signal there. So she called me and could we meet on the issue, and I said absolutely. So we put together a meeting of the residents from the Boulevard Apartments, and I brought in a couple individuals from the traffic engineering department.
Donovan asked the city engineer to appear at our meeting. He came and he talked to us, and he said he didn't think it would be possible. And he said, you know that the city has a tight budget and that it would cost about $50,000 to install that light. He came to another meeting and he said he took a survey, and as far as he's concerned, it wasn't necessary. I sent out petitions to the area, the people in the area, and they all signed it for the stop and go light, and they all were very, very cooperative. We had quite a number of pages.
At that point, I had sponsored legislation to essentially overrule the recommendation of the traffic engineers.
I sent a letter to each member of the Home Improvement Committee, to the aldermen, and told them about our problem. And they said, it'll never work. And I said, well, we'll give it a try. I got a notice saying that we should appear before the Home Improvement Committee. So I got a whole bunch of seniors together, and the people from Layton Boulevard West neighbors provided the transportation and took us to City Hall. They helped us make signs, So as we walked into City Hall and we got on the elevator, there's one man saying, boy, you're seniors, you certainly are going to get what you need, aren't you? It has become exceedingly difficult to navigate through the heavy traffic for any pedestrian, let alone the elderly and persons with disabilities. The automobile, I believe, was a vehicle that was invented and designed primarily as a means of transportation for man and was not meant to be used as an instrument of death. Does a life have to be taken before our aldermen see and feel the need for a stop and go light at the 27th and Latin Street intersection? And when I got through, they voted unanimously. I was so stunned. I really was surprised. I mean, and the senior citizens they just were so happy and elated. I mean, I really didn't, I don't know what I expected, but I thought unanimously, I thought, boy, that's wonderful. That was approved, but nothing was happening. And the people were sitting outside and they said, Esther, it'll never happen. We don't see anything happening. And I said, well, it must take time before they get everything together.
There were some that were certainly behind her. There were some, quite frankly, I think, that were very skeptical. You can't fight City Hall. Why are you wasting your time?
People that were sitting outside noticed that they were digging holes. And everybody, some people called me and said, Esther, they're actually digging holes for the stop and go line. I said, oh, isn't that wonderful? So it took a while, and then all of a sudden, that in March of that year, I guess the stop and go light was actually installed. Just the fact that they can cross the street and maybe walk or use a cane rather than have somebody pick them up, they become more independent. They have an independent feeling that, hey, now I can cross the street without having a fear to get hit, and that means a lot to a lot of people. Alderman Donovan said, "You people were so good in what you were doing. Why don't you form an organization, the Senior Warriors?" So I got together the people that that went to City Hall with me, and then we're trying real hard. And I got together with them, and they said, "Hey, that's not a bad idea." So that's how the Senior Warriors were formed.
Like any organization, most especially an organization that is just starting off, you really need that fire plug personality, that individual who's going to take it to the next level and beyond. And Esther's that type of person.
I was president of a county clerical local when I worked in the county, and I learned a lot of things from the union, how to do things, how to accomplish things, and that. So I learned all this stuff that I learned, I put into work, and it worked. One person may make a complaint, but it takes a group of people to actually accomplish anything. One person alone can't do it. In unity, like they say, in unity there is strength.